Hi guys, my name is Devansh and I'm going to train you on Word. The objective of this training is to make sure that I move you from beginners to advanced stage in 2.5 hours of max time. In the starting, I will be covering few of the very basic functions, assuming that you are at the very starting stage and have approximately no idea about Word. But I'll be covering those basic functions in a faster way. Okay, so let's start going. This is the course content covering few of the basic functions, and then I will be moving on to few of the advanced functions like table, charts, Smartarts, um, covering on themes, templates, printing options, references, and also creating the forms. Okay, let's start with how do we start a Word file. To start a Word file, I can click on Windows. I type WORD. If you have the MS Office in your system, it will show the Word file. Just click on Start. So if you have 2007 MS Office 2017, it will give you this kind of option. The first option will be a blank file if you want to open a blank file. If you want to create reports, MS Word gives us option to create some of the inbuilt templates like report, class, newsletter, financials. Let us assume that we want to create a report. So I can use one of the template which is existing here, or I can click on more templates and I can get more templates from MS Word. There are tens and hundreds of templates over here. Let us say that I want to create a report. I click on this, it will show up, and I click on create. So this is the kind of layout this particular template has, correct? But I don't want it. Let me close it. Don't save. I want a blank file. This is how it looks. Okay. These are the tabs: file, home, insert, design, layout, reference, mailing, review, view, developer, help. And the area below that is called the ribbon. Okay. The ribbon has various options like paragraph, styles. Under insert, we have illustrations, content, add-ins. So let's go one by one. Let us go to file. File has several options. Few are self-explanatory. New, if I want to create a new file. Open, if I want to open an existing file from the system which is already saved. Info, this option is to save. This is save as. Print, share. I don't want to share it. Let me stop my video. Okay. Export, we can export into PDF format, transform it into HTML page. Account, feedback, if I want to give feedback to Microsoft, give suggestions. Most important is options. Username, I can change it, but it directly picks up from my account. Display, there are a couple of displays over here. If I enable it, it will show me like a paragraph mark. It will show us like the back P. For space, it will show me a dot. I don't want these. And proofing is like ignore words if the entire word is in the uppercase. Let me click on autocorrect option, and there are a couple of options over here. Let's say this committee, COMMITTE, right? It's not the right word. The right word is this, COMMITTE, commitment. So if you type the wrong word, it will automatically correct it. Save option, one of the most important function is auto save. Sometimes people miss out to save the Word file, then the system crash and they lose the entire content. So if you enable this particular option, the file will keep on automatically saving at this particular location, auto recovery file location. We are free to change this location if required. However, it is advised to let the default location be the same. Language is English. Advanced option. Use control plus click to follow the hyperlink. So we'll be covering these options in detail in the later part of the training. Customize ribbon. Now, once you're here, on the right side, you must scroll down and see there's an option called developer. It might be unchecked for you, highly likely. If it is unchecked, click on that, check it, and then click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will have an extra tab over here on the top, developer. Otherwise, you will not see this option. We will use this option to create forms in the Word. Quick access toolbar. I have these options in the quick access toolbar. Let me remove it. If I want to remove, I can add it later and show you how to add that. So I remove this. Right now I have only two options in my quick access toolbar, and I click on OK. Now this is my home tab. This is a ribbon. Here I have a couple of options. The first option is for formatting this part. There's an inverted arrow over here. If I click on that, it will bring up the font, regular, italic, bold, the font size, strike through, double strike through. You see this, it will be changing if I double strike through. Superscript, it will go up. Subscript, it will go down, right? Advanced options, we'll be covering these. Paragraph, it will show us about the margin on the right, left, up, down. Margin is the space which is left on the top part, the right, the left, and at the bottom. These are some inbuilt styling for our text. Here are a few more. In the same way, insert. If I click on insert tab, we have another ribbon. If we have to insert something, let's say if I want to insert a table, a picture, or a chart, smart art, equation, symbols, shapes, text box, comment, we come to insert tab. If I need to change the design of my text, I come over to design. To arrange the layout, especially in terms of margin, I click on layout. If I need to reference a file, insert a citation, caption, add a footnote or endnote, or add a table of content, I come to references. Mailing is for mail merge. Review. So Word gives us option to review the entire sentences in terms of whether it's a proper English or not, or whether the spellings are correct or not. So we will be using this to review. It also gives us option to track the changes. View gives us various option in which way we want to see the particular file. How do we want to arrange it? We will be doing a little practical on this as well. The developer tab, which we just added, it gives us some advanced function to record the macro, or to write the Visual Basic code, or create the forms for maybe for survey and all. And last is the help. If you want to contact the support or feedback. And we must see that this particular tab, they're dynamic. Let me add a picture. If I want to insert a picture, let me replace the word add with insert. If I want to insert a picture, I come to insert, I come to picture. From this device, let me add the map of Tibet. Now, if you see, as soon as I add this picture of the map of Tibet, there are few extra options which are open up on the top. This picture format. right? And then it has its own related options down over here. This was not available earlier. After help, there was nothing. It's because this is kind of floating. Let me delete that. You see the picture format is gone. Now, this file which we just created, if I want to save it, I can click on this floppy icon. But first, we have to save this as a file. I click on it. Let me write the name as Word Training by Devansh Chaurasiya. Okay, it will save in the download option. I can change this and I click on save. Now this particular file is saved as a file in the downloaded option, in the downloaded folder. Now if I type something and I close it, it will give me option whether I want to save it, don't save it, cancel. If I just cancel it, nothing will happen. If I click on don't save, the file will close, but it will not save this particular text which I have written. And if I click on save, it will save and close. But right now I don't want to close it, I just want to save it. So I can click on this floppy icon, it will save. Or I can go to file, I can click on save. Or the shortcut is Control S. Okay, Control S. It will save. Whatever I have written or whatever I have done, my last action which I had taken on this file, if I want to undo that last action, I can press Control Z. So let us say I this and I want to undo this. My last action is typing this. I press Control Z, it will go off. There is a share option. If I click on share, it will give option that how do I want to share. If I have the mail client available on my system, this will attach the file as a Word file or as a PDF, and it will attach and send. Let me not demonstrate that right now. Convert to PDF. Let us say I create a report and I want to save that as a PDF. I can click on Save As. And if you look over here, we have a couple of options. DocX, DocM. DocM is for macro enabled. DocC if it is 2000 and previous to that. DOTX. It is when we have created a particular file, kind of template, and if we want to use it and reuse it, I can save it as a template. For PDF, I can click on Save as PDF and click on Save. It will save as PDF, but I don't want to do that. Quick Access Toolbar. So this is small box that comes up magically over here. It's called Quick Access Toolbar. Sorry, it's called Floating Toolbar. The Quick Access Toolbar is right over here. Right now, if you see, I had taken you to File, Options. In that, we were in Quick Access Toolbar, and I had only two options over here, right? And these two options are available here: automatically save and save. And whatever I add, it will just keep on saving. First is auto save, another one is save. Let us say I want to add one more quick access toolbar option, that is quick print. If I click on this option, it will just print to my printer, right? Now if you go to File, Options, and Quick Access Toolbar, you see quick printers come over here. I can also remove from here, or I can add. Let me add copy. I want a shortcut for copy, I want a shortcut for cut, and I want a shortcut for paste. And I click on OK. Now you see these options are over here. Now if I double click, this floating toolbar has come up. The floating toolbar gives me an option to quickly change the format of whatever I have highlighted or whatever I have selected. I can make it bold, italic, underline, paint, make it kind of red, dot, right? These are the same options which are over here. As soon as I move my cursor from here to here, that option is automatically gone. I want to undo all. I can press Ctrl Z, but Ctrl Z undid my last action. So I need to do it 7-8 times so that I undo all my actions. All right. Status bar. On the bottom left corner over here, you see this particular is called status bar. It says that my Word document has 3 pages. I am on the first page of the third 3-page document. I have total of 417 words. I am on the 14th word and it is in English. All right. Copy the format. Let me open an okay. Let us assume that I have this particular Word file and it has this much of text. Just one page over here. We see 346 words, one page, and this is in a certain format. Let's say it is bold, italic, underline, and it is also yellow in color, and the text is red. The style is I change the style like this. What I want is, let me all strike through. It's all wrong, so I struck through. Let us assume that I want this particular format for this also. So either I can do all that one by one again, but that's a long process. What I can do is I can click over here anywhere because all are the same format. I can click on this paintbrush, paint it, and I can paint it till where I want to paste that particular format. Done. But now I want the same format for this particular paragraph also, but it will not happen because the paintbrush has gone. What do I do if I want, let me do Control Z. What do I do if I want this format to be painted here and to be painted here in the second para and in the fourth para? If it was second and third, I could have done it all together. So I click on here, and earlier I clicked on this paintbrush icon once. Now let me click on twice, double click. Now I painted it, and if you see on my cursor, the paintbrush icon is still there. Let me paint this. I can paint more. Let me only paint one word, 10. Okay. So that's called holding the paintbrush icon. Now let me do Control Z. If I had pressed escape, I would have dropped the paintbrush. Now this icon is for the left alignment. This is for center. This is for right alignment. And this is for proper, justify. Now, if it is a left align, you see the paragraphs are not ending professionally. It is ending in a haphazard way, right? It's because of the length of the next word over here. For example, example is a big word, does not have enough of space, so it will not fit in over here, so it comes down and it leaves a blank kind of space over here. To fix this, I can select it and I can go to justify, or I can do Control A to select everything in the file, and then I click on justify. Cool. All right. Now you see this icon over here with the double arrow. If I select this, let us say I want to increase the width in between these two lines. Click on it and I want double space or triple space, 2.5 times. So it will increase the width in between the lines. Let it be default. I think default was 1.5. Let me select for all 0.15. Okay. Now here there is an option called, this is called vertical scroll bar to move up and down, but we don't have a horizontal scroll bar because we don't require it. But what if the zoom is like this? Then we automatically get the horizontal scroll bar to turn around or move around. Right, let me go back to 100, which is default. Paragraph change. Let us say I was typing something and I want to change it to the next paragraph. Okay. What I can do is I can come to the end of the paragraph and I can hit enter. If I hit enter, it will take me to the next paragraph. Okay. Let us say if I click somewhere, it means I'm defining the position. Okay. If I click here and if press enter, it means there's a paragraph after this. And this particular icon over here in the paragraph, like a back P, it tells me wherever we have a new paragraph ending. Sorry, wherever we have a paragraph ending, right? I don't need that marker, so I undo that. That was single click. If I double click anywhere on any word, it will just select that word. But if I triple click, it will select the entire paragraph. Another way of selecting the entire paragraph is I can click and I can drag my mouse and I can select. But a shorter way, if you want to select the entire paragraph, just triple click. Shortcuts I'll be telling you as and when we'll be using, like Control A was for selecting all. If I want to select this and copy this, press enter. I want to paste it, Control V. But if I want only transformation, I want to cut it and I want to paste it over here, digital transformation. Control Z is to undo the last action. So most of the time you'll be using Control C for copy, Control V to paste, Control X to cut, Control A to select all, Control Z to undo. Let us say that I have certain names. MS Office. MS Office has MS Word, MS Excel, MS PPT, MS Visio, and my favorite MS MPP Microsoft MPP projects. Okay, and I have MS Publisher. So under MS Office, I have all this. So these are like the subtopics under MS Office, right? So what I do is I click over here and I press tab to make it sub. Press tab one by one, all. The shortcut would have been, let me do Control Z. If I select all and I press tab, right? This is also called indentation. Let me do Control Z. I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The shortcut is, what if I just number it? Number it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or ABC, ABCD, Roman numerals. Let me number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us say I don't want to number. I want it to make it bullet. So you come over here, you can bullet it, check mark, take this cursor, this arrow. Okay. I want to make it, I want to increase the size to 20 and I want to change it to Arial black over here, and this should not be Calibri because this is Arial black, so this should be Arial. Okay, but this is Calibri, right? So I want to Control A, select all, change everything to Arial, change the font to 14 and only increase the size to 18 for this and make it bold, make it underline. So this is how we can format. I can highlight it, or this is something that needs attention, so I can make it red. Let me do Control Z because I don't want all these things. Change the font to 12. Mini floating bar, I just showed you. This floating thing is called mini floating bar. Spacing in between the line, I just showed you this little icon. It will increase the width in between the line. Alignment, we just covered left alignment, right alignment, justify. Style and format. There are certain style and format which is right over here. If you want to change like this or make it, let me have the glow, red glow, right? Let us say this was bold. In this line, in this paragraph, there is only one, this thing is bold. It is not consistent. I want to remove, I want to erase this format. So I can select it and click on eraser. It will erase the format. It will get to default. Default was Calibri 11, right? But we made it all like Arial 12. So what should I do? I can double click, select this, make it Arial 12, or what I can do is I can click anywhere, pick this format, go to the paintbrush once because it's only one word. I paint it, it will become Arial 12. Okay. Now we check tab also. Let me write. Let me go here. Options, proofing, autocorrect option. Let us say that I type certain words consistently incorrectly because of some typing problem. But I want Word to automatically correct it. Those options are already over here. If you look at the spelling of developer, DEVELOPER, it will automatically correct it to developer. So Microsoft team, they have already captured a couple of words which very frequently is typed incorrectly by most of the users. So it will automatically correct it, right? So we need not to worry about that. But let us say there is a word which I myself type incorrectly again and again, and that word is my own name. I type DEVANHS and I want Word to automatically correct it to DEVANSH. Okay, add. Another is I want whenever I type PPT, the word should change it to PowerPoint so that I don't have to type it completely again and again, wasting my time. Click on OK. Click on OK and let us demonstrate that. Let me type my name incorrectly, intentionally, DEVANHS, right? And I press space. If you see, it automatically corrected it to what we defined, DEVANSH. And let me type PPT and hit space. It automatically changed to PowerPoint. Now under that word PowerPoint, there is a red line. Why there is a red line? It's because this spelling is incorrect. Word, Microsoft does not recognize it. We can right click. Either we can make it two-word power and point, or we can make it PowerPoint, because PowerPoint is a tool of Microsoft. Microsoft denotes it as capital P and capital P for PowerPoint, but a single word. So either we can make it this, or we can make it two separate word PowerPoint, but we are referring to this. So let me select this. If you see under this word, don't, there's a blue line. Blue line means nothing is wrong, but it means something is not very appropriate. It's not professional. Don't we use it when we are talking? I don't do it. I didn't do it. I don't want to do it. But we don't write in the same way. When we have to write, we have to write. We do not want to do this, right? So Microsoft says that it is not wrong, but it is not most appropriate. So if you right click again on this, it will show you the most appropriate one. Do not. We have option to ignore it, but I don't want to ignore it. I want to accept this change, suggested change. Okay. Right. One option is, let's say, Control F. On the left, it brings up a kind of panel. It's called navigation panel. In the navigation panel, I want to find out the word Netflix. So it will highlight wherever there is Netflix word, but here it says there is only one Netflix, right? Let us do one thing. For the sake of demonstration, let me copy this Netflix and just paste it over here randomly. Okay. And let's see what happens. IoT market. Okay. I do Control F and I search for Netflix again. So it says 4 results. 1, second is here, third is here, fourth is here. Or what we can do is, when it is on 1, I can just click on this arrow. It'll come to second, come to third, come to 4. It can go up. Okay, it says a 4. Now, I know that I have done a mistake. Like I randomly added Netflix word. Let me do Control Z. Okay, now search for Netflix. There will be only one Netflix. Let us say I want to change this Netflix to the word Amazon Prime. Okay, so I want to replace that. Or let me pick up some other word. Let me pick Netflix once, and let me paste over here 2. Okay, let me do Control H. Control H is a shortcut for replace. I want to replace Netflix. I type Netflix and I replace with AMAZ and Amazon Prime. Wrong spelling. If I click on replace, it will replace the first one. Replace. You see, both are replaced. Amazon Netflix become Amazon Prime here and Amazon Prime here. Let me do Control Z, Control Z. Okay. Let me do Control H again. I want to replace all the word Netflix in Amazon Prime. Let us assume this is a 100-page document and there are 1,000 times Netflix written at different places. I want to replace everything in one shot. I click on replace all done. We made 2 replacements. Control Z. Okay. Another one is Control G. So Control F is for find, Control H is for replace, Control G is to go to. How to go to page 2? I type 2 and I click on go to. It will directly jump onto page 2. Let us assume that I am on line number, I'm reading somewhere here and I want to jump directly onto line number 10. Right? I click on Control G and I go to line, I type 10, I click on go to. Close. Alarm is on. So this is a 10th line. Let us count. Let me highlight it for the reference. Let me count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is how we can use it. All right. So we covered the very basics of Word. In the next section, we'll be covering few intermediate options like how to insert a page break, shapes, equations, symbols, footer, header, page numbers, how to insert picture, table, and then we move on to a little advanced options like creating charts and smart charts. Okay. All right, guys, this is Devansh. Let me see you in the next training session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, guys, this is Devansh. Let's continue with our word trainings second section where we will be covering these options like how to add a cover page break, shapes, chart, tables, etc. So what is a cover page? So this particular file is about MS Word training. Okay. I want to add a cover page to this. I don't want it to start like this. So what I can do is I can go to sorry, not here. I can go to insert and I click on cover page. There are few inbuilt cover pages. Okay. Let me pick the most appropriate one. I think this will be the most suitable one. And it says document title as Devansh. Oh, sorry. It says Word. No, let me write MS Word training. Subtitle is training by Devansh Chaurasiya. Okay. Now I can add date, company name, company address. Let me write company address. India, company name, some company name, India company name. Okay, I can add the date. Add with the date. This. Now that is the cover page we created, and there are multiple cover pages, right? You can change it. The same cover page can change into like this, or I can change it to like this. I can change this photo. I can add photo that I want. Let's say I add again Tibet map. Okay, that's right here. Okay, this is how we add or change the cover page. What's the second one? Page break. Let me remove it. I do Control Z. Okay, I remove the cover page. Page break. Let us say this was okay. Let's see this word training. Okay, and I want all to be caps, so I can press Shift F3, all caps. If I press Shift F3 again, it will be all small. Press Shift F3 again, it will be the proper case. The first letter is capital. Okay, let me make it bold. This is what we covered in the first session. And in this session, we are covering this. So I want a page break over here. So I can click over here, go to insert, and I click on page break. Now you see after tab, there is a page break, right? It has come to the next page. Now, let us say I want to insert a blank page over here. I click on it. So After this, which is on the page 1, then there's a blank page. We insert a blank page, and then it is this. So that's how you add the page break. I don't need it, so I'm doing Control Z so that I go back to my previous stage. Shape. Let us say I want to insert a circle, but for that, let me take a new file. Okay, here I want to insert a circle. So let me go to insert. I want to insert a circle. Circle is a shape. So I go to shape. Do you see circle? Basically, this is circle. Doesn't look like circle, but depends upon us how well we make it. Make it elliptical like our galaxy. Make it a circle. Make it a better round circle. I want it to be filled with red color. Let me fill it with a black hole. Black hole. Black hole has a white line. Let me create a white, won't be visible. Let me create a yellow line. Okay. Yellow line should glow. So that's how you give the shape. Go to effects. You can create a reflection also. It's okay. It's like a solar eclipse. Okay, that's how you add the shape. So I just showed you some funny thing, but importantly, you'll be using a lot of shape like a rectangle. Most of the time, this arrow pointing over here, I double click on that arrow and I increase the width by 2 line. So if you see, as I told in the starting, in the first training, this ribbon is floating. When we inserted the picture, I got an extra option picture format. Now when I insert a shape, I get an extra tab as shape format. So in shape format, I want to, if you on this right side, I want to increase or decrease the length. I can keep on clicking. This length is increasing the width like this, or I can just use shortcut like this. Okay. Now important thing is, let me change the color to give you an effect. Let's say this is orange, and yeah, and this is over here. You see, this is on the top of this sun or black hole. I want it to go back. I click on this, send backward, send to back. It has gone back. Okay. Let me move the sun. Oh, but sun has gone back. Sun cannot go back. So let me bring it in the front. Bring forward. Bring it to front. Or I can right click. And I still have option. Bring it to front, which is already there. Okay. So shapes, arrow is one important thing that we'll be using very frequently. Let's take a look at what are the other shapes that we have available. Which one thing that I use very frequently is this plus, minus, multiply, division, equal sign. I also use a lot of time this rhombus, even this one, to if I want to write some text, I use this. And if you look at this, I can make it look like a flag by adding this. So I'm just giving you a thought how you want to use it. It is full of opportunities, right? So that's about shapes. You can use this. You can draw it and become the shape. Now this is not a line. This is a shape. You can increase or decrease. It's like an art. All right. Icon, equation, and symbol. Let me delete this funny item. It looks like a phantom. delete this, let me delete this, let this one be there. Okay, symbol. I want to insert a symbol. Symbol is right here on the extreme right corner. What I want to insert, let's say I want to insert infinity. Next to sun, I have infinity. Infinity is small. Let's increase the size of infinity. Infinity is this. What are the other symbols? Omega, pi, beta, alpha, gamma, everything is here. Let's say n equal to, unequal to, not equal to, trademark, right? Everything is right here. Let us say I want to insert an equation. Let me increase the size to 14. Come back. I want to insert an equation. Let's say I want to insert a binomial theorem. So you can just keep on adding. And this is not x plus a. This is x plus what? I'm just giving you an example. Say let's make x on the come on the right at the under root. Okay, under root of x power n is equal to summation of. So you can just go on keep adding the equation. You have so many equations over here: the integration, the radical, the script, the fraction. Let me add a fraction over here quickly. Okay, and icon. Let me add an icon. So if you click on icon, sorry, I was fast. Under shapes, here we have shapes next to picture, shapes, icon. Here is equation and symbol. I use icon a lot. I will show you how. Let us say I want to add a symbol for meeting. People are attention in the meeting or minutes of meeting. So I add this and I want to add meeting. Okay. And the same thing I have invite. This white. Oh, sorry. This one is not in white. Okay, this here is white. The extreme right is on the white. I want a black and a black. These are the callouts. And people sitting at the table. Don't want that. That has gone inside this equation. So meeting callouts. Then I can add my callout 0.1, 0.2. I can just keep on writing this, right? It's a very useful thing. If you know how to make good use of it, it will increase the visual effect of your Word document. Right? Let me remove it and show you. If you just call it meeting callouts, it's not so appealing. If you add the icon, it is a little more appealing, right? Header. We don't have a header, so you see this particular space which is on the top, which is free, and at the bottom, which is free. It's for this for the header, this for the footer. This is in between. If you double click, it will hide the white space. Okay, let me not hide it for now. Let me add the header. How do I add the header? The easiest is I go to insert, I go to header. Okay, but instead of doing that, what I will do is I'll click on the place where header has to be inserted. Let me go on the top, page 1. I click on the header part. Now the header space is open. Okay, and I want to add page number. So I add the page number where I want to add the page number at the bottom of the page or the top of the page. I want to add the page number at the bottom of the page on the extreme right. Okay, and I click outside. Now page in the page 1, page number 1 is added. In the page 2, automatically page 2 Page number 2 is added. Now let's click again on header. I want to type, I can add date and time also. Let me add this, add it here, and I want to add word training document. Close header and footer. You can close on this. So it's like this. It's right over here, and it's right over here. Okay, and we have the page number. We can also add a picture in the header. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. And in the header and footer, let me add a picture. Picture can be my logo. Let's assume this is my logo. I click on this and drag it, make it small, make it further small. So this is, or you can add your company logo, you can add your college logo. So assume this logo, so it will come, it will show on every page. If you hide this, it will actually hide the header and footer. Okay, I don't want to do that. I bring it back just by double clicking. I even want to remove this header. It's not the appropriate header. Okay, let me close this header. Using a text box, let us say I want to add a text box over here with some important information. I go to insert, I go to text box right here. What kind of text box do I want to enter? There are inbuilt options. Let me add this because I want to bring attention. So automatically what will happen, as I had suggested that place to add my text box, it automatically aligns. If I don't want it to align like this, I can click on digital transformation and hit on enter and take it down. It will go like this. Okay, but let it be like this so people will know that they have to start reading here. And I write here digital transformation is not about technology but also about how aligned is companies workforce with the new technology and how open to culturally transform. Okay, let me delete it. I don't need it, but that's the concept of text box. You can add, you can even change the shape. Another thing is, if you go to insert, you can add comment. If you click on comment using text box, I just provided demo on how to use a text box. Now, if I send this file to somebody, that person can actually reply on, if they will open the file, they will see my comment and they can reply over here. And it will capture their name. Let's say some XYZ person is replying on me, it will capture his name, XYZ person's name, and it'll write, Devansh, your training was quite fast and you need to slow down a little, right? Guys, let me know in the comments when I'll be uploading this video. If I was fast, I can slow down. Let me know if there is anything which I'm not capturing in the best way. Let me know. I will redo that particular section and help you out. Okay. I can keep on adding this. The best part is Control Z. I don't want it. Insert another file into Word. Let us say I created this document, and this document I want to add a file which people should receive when they receive this file. And this is an important file about digital transformation, maybe a visual file, creating the architecture of the entire project, right? So I can go to insert. I can click on this little icon next to text box, this little icon here, object. Click on that. It gives you an option. Do you want to create it right over here or you want to create it from the file? Yes, I want to pick it from my desktop because it's already on my system. Okay, let us pick a file. Let us pick this file, Devansh training document. I want to add this document, display as an icon. So it will display as an icon, but I don't like this particular icon. Let me change it the way it looks. So I want to make it look like this, round P, and it will take time because that's a big file. Let's wait and waste some time. Okay, right here. So if somebody clicks on this, okay, I'm not going to click it because it's going to take time. But if you save this file, and if this file has, if your Word file earlier was of XMB and this particular file is YMB, if you save it, the total size will be X plus YMB. Okay. If you open it, it will take time depending upon how big is the file. So let me click on it and delete it. So that's how about we enter a particular external file using picture. The way we insert everything, it's the way we insert a file from my desk, from my system, from stock images, from online picture. Let me share picture from my system. Again, I'm a bit bored of this, but don't have another option. Let me add the map of Tibet. This is how Tibet looked like earlier. And if you see picture format has come up, I want picture format to be red. Border should be red. Double click. I want it to have soft edges. I want it to glow. Picture layout. I want it to look like this. Kind of give a 3D effect, right? So you can actually just keep on playing. Now, as I gave it the effect, this is a Smartart design. That's how it gives you, after help, it is Smartart design and then format. But if I click on picture, it will give me a picture format. Now you see I have three options: Smartart design, format, picture format, all three all together, right? Now, let me do Control Z and I only click on picture format. You see the Smartart design and format has gone. And I wanted to put it in a portrait like this. Okay. Now let's come to the serious business. Let me insert a table. Let me clear my page. Let me remove this picture if you don't want. Let me insert a table. I want to create a table to add some numbers. Okay. 4 columns and 5 rows. I go to insert, I go to table. How many columns? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many rows? 5. So 1 is already there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. As soon as I add this, another option comes up, table design and layout. Okay. Let me delete it. Delete table. Let me show you the easier way of inserting a table. Go to insert. Go to insert table. How many columns we require? We require 4 columns. How many rows we require? We require 5 rows. And then you go to add. Let me put some number. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4. Okay. And let me write 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me write 3, 4, 5, 6. And Let me add this. How do I add it is, if you click here, sorry, let me go, no, let us focus on, okay, we can either insert an equation just by writing, we can insert an equation over here, or what we can do is we can actually go to format, use the, okay, let me come back to home. The simple format is make it middle align, make it middle align, and double click it. Let me add one row above this, insert a row above. Let me write number test A, sorry, and test B, test C. Okay, I want to add one more row above. I want to merge this all. I can right click, merge cells, it will add. I don't want it here, I want it here, NUMPER. Okay, it's on the left, I want to take it in the middle. I go to home, I do this, I make this bold, and I make this bold. Okay, and I don't like the styling. I double click on it, and I want this style look like this. Okay, and I make this also bold, this is unbold. Okay, now let us figure out to insert a chart. Let me delete this, or why not we just let it be here. Add signature service, we'll come back to it later. We have object, can insert an equation over here if you want to. So just showing you that how to add an equation, not only in the text, also you can also add that in the table. Delete. Let us assume that we want to insert a chart. Come over here, and check. Okay, we still have time. Okay, let us say I want to add a column chart. I click on chart, under insert I click on chart. By default it is on column, this column, and I click on OK. A column chart is added, and this is my category and my series. Okay, I have some data already ready, so let me use this data. Okay, copy this data and I paste it. I have only for APJ, AMS, and EMEA, so I don't want the last one. I can select this and double click. Doesn't work. Okay, just drag it. I don't want the last one. I can select it and press on delete, but it still has the reference. You see, it is referencing to the fifth row also. So I drag it and take it up. You see the chart changed. Now if you take a look, it's system, server, and storage, and this is sales, right? Sales worldwide 2019. That's the chart title. So how to read this is APJ, AMS, and EMEA. So this three is for APJ. Blue one is systems. Yellow one or orange one is for servers. The gray one is for storage. And this is my x-axis, the horizontal one. The vertical one is my y-axis. The sales for PCs and laptops, 3D printers was 18 million, right? Sorry, 16, a little over 16 million, but like exactly what? I can hover on it and I see the value is, it says city system point APJ, means it was systems in APJ sold for 16 million 42, like 16.4250 million. I can add a data label. So I right click on that blue one and I go to data label, click on add data label. In the same way, I can add data label to this orange column, also add data label. Let me show you what is a data call out. If you add call out, it will look like a call out. APJ this. I don't want a call out. It's messy. Not a football player messy. Okay, but now it looks cluttered because the numbers are too big, right? So why not? I click on it. I click on the axis where the number was. I go to format axis and I want to display my unit in million. I go to millions, correct? Now you see the numbers have changed to million. So it was 180 million. Now it is 164 million. Okay. I can change it to thousands. Let me move back to the millions. Now let us say I want to see if these were numbers. I could have added a trend line. Let's assume these numbers are not AMS, APG, EMEA. Let's assume that this is 2016, 2017, 2018. Okay, let me do it actually. It wouldn't open up because one of the Excel is already open. Okay, let me close this. Sometimes the PPT has a problem or any chart has a problem because the architecture is same. You are using chart in Excel or PPT or Word. Sometimes just doesn't open up if one Excel is already open. So let me, I've closed all Excel on my system. Now I'm opening it, it will open up. Okay, let me change it to 20 or 2010, 2011, 2012. Okay. So this is how the system's servers and storage sold like. I want to see a trend, how it is trending. So I can right click, add a trend line. I want to see the trend of sales for servers also. So I click on server and I click on add trend line. And I click on storage and I click a trend line. But if you see, it's not a straight function, right? It's not giving us the straight figure. So what I will do is format trend line. I'll make it polynomial to second order. Same I will do for servers, make it polynomial. Same I'll do for PCs, make it polynomial. Now if you see, this has a better representation of the trend. The blue one, it's slightly dipped in 2011 and kind of flatten over here. But the best one to see is the storage. The trend was down and then it went up in 2011 and then it's coming down to in 2012, correct? Moving average, you can see the moving average. The problem is when you see the moving average, you will not see with the first year, right? Because you don't have the data. For a three-year period, the maximum moving average can be of 2. For a 5-year period, the moving average can be of 3 and 2. So that's why you don't have option of more than 2. You cannot increase or decrease. But if you had many years, we would have an opportunity, which is called like the degree of freedom, to what extent we want to increase or decrease the moving average period. All right, let's go back to polynomial. Okay, now let's close it. Let me remove the degree. I just click on it, the trend line. Let me delete this, delete it. Okay, let me do control that because I want to move back to my original data. Oops, it's better I would have just gone here, gone to this. Give me a moment. Let me change back to EMS APJ EMEA. Okay, it will change over here. Let me quickly make this back to here, millions. Cool. Close it. Now let us say I want to represent it in a different way, a different chart, the column chart itself, but not like this. I want to see the total sale, how much it happened. There's a problem. If I want to see, let's say if I'm the AMS lead, I'm the region lead for system 7 and storage, all three. I want to know that how much sale my region has made as a company. Let's say HP sells all, right? So I need to manually add it, 164, 106. Oh, this is gone. Let me add it. And 60, so around 320. I don't want to add it. I want to change the graph. So you should understand whom your report is going to. If it is going to a region lead, he might want to see the first graph as a region, right? So let me copy it and let me create a copy of it and let me paste it over here. I want to change the first chart, change chart type. I want to show it as a stack. Close. Now you can see my approximate sale was around total 340 million. In APJ, it was almost touching to 350 million. In here, it is around 320 million, right? Some people make mistake by selecting this 100% stack. 100% stack look beautiful, but the problem is it gives a wrong representation if the denominator is not same. All three will not add same, right? So if you're showing the percentage in the overall, it is good. But here you're showing percentage of AMS on AMS. That's not the right representation. Here it looks like everything has the same sale. So use it wisely. Let me move back to this. Okay. Now for some reason, okay, let me hold that statement. So if you're sending to the region lead, you have this, and then you have a drill down for server, storage, and system separately, or you can just show it here. So I have the full like it is showing my total sale was around 340, and I also have the cut over here for system this much, for server this much, for storage this much. I don't like this color. My company does not approve it. I can change it. I can double click on it. I can change the color. I use this particular color combination. I can change the way my chart looks like this. I can just keep on using. I want it on the black format. It looks fancy. It is not advisable to use it if you know that there is even 1% of chance somebody is going to print it. If somebody is going to print it, first of all, it's going to consume a lot of print. It's a waste. Second, it will not come clean. It will come on a black page. So use these things wisely. This is a gap. You can increase or decrease the width or the fatness of this series overlap. We don't have any overlap right now. It will look like this. Let us go back. Okay, make the width like this. Okay. Now, for some reason, we know that the region lead does not like a column chart. For some reason, he wants to see in the bar format. So to change the same chart into a bar format, if you want to create from the starting, it is exactly the same process the way we inserted a bar chart. I can let's say if I want to insert a new bar chart, I can go to insert, I can go to chart, I can go to bar, and I can click on this. And then the same process. But let's say I want to change this into bar chart. I click here, chart design on the top, change chart type, go to bar, select this. So exactly the same thing which you were seeing as vertical is now horizontal. Okay. And this person is AMS region lead. So you want to show AMS on the top. The naive way is you go in the Excel file and you cut paste and make the row move up and down. The easier way is you click on here in the format axis, right click on the format axis, category in reverse order, AMS APG email. Now you see your X axis has come on the top. There is no way you can take it down. Don't waste your time. It's not going to happen. In this way, you can just select that and delete, because you anyways have the axis showing the numbers. Let me do Control Z and move back to email on the top. Let's say this guy also wants to see the bar chart in a stack way, bar stack, which is right here. Of course, we will not be using the 100% stack, but this person wants stack in a 3D kind of look. It's right here. Okay. Now let us say I want to change it into a line chart. Line chart is advisable if you have the trend line. Let me see if my chart is open. Okay, let me make it 2011, 2012, 2013. Now this is good. It is showing me how my sales is varying over a period of time. So I have only 3, but let's say you have lot of period, 4-5 years. It will show a trend line. It's showing that in 2012 the okay, let me change the color. Pick this office color. Okay, this is okay. It is showing that my server sale was very down, but my storage sale went up. Why? Is it because there is some innovation happened in 2012? Maybe the auto-connected car, which almost exploded the data generation, which required more of data storage. Because of that, data storage went up. But how is it possible that data storage went up but server was down? Because if the data storage is going up, the compute has to increase, but it decreased over here, which means that storage went up, but that's not for the data generation. Maybe most of the companies, they wanted to archive most of their data and store it, or maybe they wanted to duplicate their data for maybe for safety reasons. So this is how you analyze the data. I'm sorry, I went a little off track. Okay, so this is line. Let me convert that into a pie chart. Chart design, change chart type. I want to see a pie chart. Pie chart looks like this. Let me go to Excel. Let's say these are the sales for servers. Okay, systems, storage, servers. Okay, so this is how it will look. But let us say storage is, this is, okay, something is wrong. Let me use another data. Give me a moment. Okay, let me use this data which I had created. But now I can't open this. Let me paste this data. I need to reference it correctly. Okay. Change chart type. Not working. Let me delete this. Let us insert a new chart. Insert chart. I want to add a pie chart. Add this. This is my data. Let me copy paste my data. Fix my reference over here. Give it a moment. Okay. Now this is my, let me change the chart title to sales worldwide 2019. Okay. Now you see, this is, let me add the data. Let me add the data label. Right click on this, add data label. Delete. Select all, right click, data label, add data label. Okay. Right click again, go to format data series. So we can actually split it up to what percentage. So by like this, we can split it up. Okay. I want to split it only by 2%. And we can actually rotate it. So this I want to be little more, come little down. So I can rotate it. Okay. This is good. I want it like this. And I close it. I right click and I go to format data label. You see label content. I want the values from the cell now. I want the series name. So it is showing series name is for APJ. It's all for APJ. It's because in the Excel it is mentioned as APJ. Let's ignore it. So, or I can just change it to sales APJ. J 2019. Okay, let me move back to that option. But I don't want the series name. I want the category name. So category name is storage 60, system 100, correct? Percentage 33. Let us see that I want to again rotate it. Select this, right click, data series. I want the storage to come on right. Rotate it further. I'll tell you why I'm rotating it. Okay. The reason why I rotate it is, if you look at the data, storage is 60, cloud is, okay, let me make it more readable. I select it all. I increase the size and I increase the size, okay? And what I want to do is I want to change the chart type to pi out of a pi. The reason is, if you see, storage is 60, but storage is divided into two types: cloud storage and data center. Cloud storage is 20, data center is 40. That equals to 60. So I want to split it up like this, or stack out of a pi. I don't want stack of a pi. I want pi out of a pi. And I do this. Now you see, it will not split the storage. It doesn't understand that because storage is a separate section for us, right? So what I can do is I can select this and I delete this. Okay, let me not do this way. Let me go to my section. I don't want storage, right? I delete storage. And I change this name other to storage. So storage is 60, which is 25% of overall sales. Out of that, 25%, 17% comes from here, 8% comes from cloud. Good. We can easily change it to stack chart. It look like this. You play around, make it a little highlighted. So there are various options over here for chart type. I'm leaving it to you. I've told you that 90% of time we use column, pie, line, bar, and X and Y like 4-5% of time. Tree map has recently come up. It's a good chart because it will show you that what percentage is what. So you can actually see that systems has the maximum sales, right? System has the maximum sales, servers, data center, and storage. One thing which let me cover more in chart, sunburst. Earlier this was like a donut chart. It has a similar representation like pi, but it just looks different. Everything else remains the same. We just keep on playing around it. Smartart. Choose it carefully. Smartart. Let's say I want to add a Smartart. I want to show a cyclical process of my particular project on which I'm working. I go to Smartart, insert Smartart. I actually call it Smart Chart, so don't get confused when I'm using these words interchangeably. I want to show a cycle. I have a list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationship, metrics, pyramid. I want to show a cycle. And I want to show a cycle which has an end. It's not a photosynthesis or a condensation evaporation which will just keep on going. So it has an end. Start from here. Let's say survey. I'm showcasing for a survey, like let's say for customer experience. So I designed the survey designing, or let's say questionnaire designing, questionnaire and survey designing. Okay, and then we launch the survey for 30 days period, then data collection and analysis, data collection, data cleaning, data massaging, removing the outlets, then data analysis. Before there's more exploratory analysis. Okay, let's go on. And then results and leadership connect and action item. And here is implementation and feedback. And so here it ends. But sometimes after feedback, you again want to do the survey. Here, this is the one that ends. But if you want to again do the survey, you just use this. After implementation feedback, again the questionnaire designing, because again you want to see that whether you whatever improvements you made, whether that was functioning well or not. You can change the way it looks. It has a couple of options. Control Z. In a similar way, I can use this. Okay, I leave it to you. You can change the color. There are inbuilt themes. You can change the color on your own. Let me go to the Smartart again and go to, sorry, not chart. Go to Smartarts Hierarchy. Let's say you want to show your name is A is the boss, B and C reports to him. B has two more people, E and F. C has just one person, X. So this is how you can use this. There are many other ways. You just have to be creative, or if you want to delete, you can just select one and you can delete. Reset shape. If you just click on delete, it will delete. Okay. You can actually drag it and make it, okay, I need to increase the size. So you just free to do. Let's say there's nobody under B, I delete that person also. But let's say if I want to add a person, I click on B, add shape. Shape what? Shape below. I make him the subordinate. I click again on B. Shape what? Add shape above. So I make all three as peers. Under A there is this person, let's say R. Under R there's B. Under B there is X. If I want to create a pair of B, I click R. So pair of B will be reporting to R, and I click below. So I created a pair of R. Sorry, pair of B. Okay. You can just keep on playing around. Another important one is I double click on this and I can change this to a different way. That was horizontal, that is vertical, this is horizontal, and I can change the shape look like this. Depends upon you, like this, and I click on delete. I delete it all. Let me delete this as well. Click on insert, go to Smartart process. Let's say I add a process. Let me use this. You have certain you can use any of these processes. I use this. Click on OK. I want to add. I just Control C, select one, Control C, and Control V. So let's say I want to show the process of a software development project. So requirement gathering and coding, like planning is again in between, then unit testing, then system integrated testing, and then UAT, like, and after UAT you push it for end-to-end testing, or it's also called business testing. Some people call it customer testing. And after E2E, deployment. And after deployment, let me add one more, is the production support. Okay, cool. I can come over here, I can increase the size to 12, but I'll take it to haywire. I can select it one by one and using shift and increase or decrease the width of these shapes. It's not looking very beautiful. I change my mind. I double click and I want to use this one. This looks more. This is more visible, correct? Because the text is showing clearly. It's also showing arrow pointing that it's a one-way process. Make it look more fancy with emboss on it, glows, that all like this. You are free to experiment, be creative, change it to look like this. Now, all right, guys, we covered charts, smart arts, how to add pictures, how to add table. Table is one thing that we'll be using very frequently in Word. Okay. All right. I think we covered too many things in this. Hope it was not too much all of a sudden. If you have any questions, please drop me a mail and I will be covering it. All right, guys. In the next session, we will be covering more on design and then layout and references. So almost 70% of the course is done. These things are quite, it will not take much of time. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you again. Hi, guys. This is Devansh. Let us start with our third training session on Word, in which we will be covering a couple of options on designs, layout, review, and view. Till now, we have covered the general options, and largely we spent a lot of time on insert section, where we learned how to add a cover page, how to do the page break, shapes, icon, question, symbol, chart, tables, smart arts. So let's start with design. Okay, so if you see, I'm going over through the tabs one by one, covering each and everything. 90% of the time we use things which are in home and insert. Okay, few of the times we cover this because these things are hidden somewhere in, we can find in home and insert itself. Let's check on design. Now in design, let us say that I want to add a watermark. Okay, and In that case, I come to design, I come to watermark. Let's say this document is confidential and I want to put a watermark of confidential. Click on watermark. Confidential is anyways here. Confidential, like diagonal, vertical, horizontal, we can make it, or we can make a custom watermark. Okay, I can add even a picture watermark. No watermark, custom watermark, text watermark. Let's say I want to add a picture watermark. Select a picture from the file. Let's say this is, I can add a logo also. I can add my company logo. Let's say I don't want it. I can come to watermark again. I can go to remove watermark. Okay. We can check more watermark on office.com. If you're connected to internet, you can pick that up. Custom watermark, remove watermark. Now, let us say I want to create a document, but not on the white page. I want to change the color on a black page. Okay. Let's see, there's no highlighter. These are the highlighted. Let me remove it. Come to home. Remove the color. Okay. Click on save or Control S. Come back to design. Change the page color to black. Now, here you see this is .x. It shows the red line. It means it is wrong, but it is not wrong. It just doesn't recognize .x. Okay, I change the color to pink, green, blue. Keep playing with this. Let us say I want to add a page border. Next to it, I want this, a solid page border. Done. It is on all the pages. Let us do Control Z, remove the color also. Let's go back to page border. I want the border not on all the page, but only on the first page. Let us say first page is our cover page. Okay. So it added only on first page. So that's how we add. We can also, so whole, but I want a dotted line like this. Cool. Let me remove it. I don't want it, just do Control Z. So this is how we add watermark, page color, or page border. There are a couple of themes, inbuilt themes. Like if you see how it is changing, like gallery, integral. This way, if you are using a built-in theme, you need not to change each and everything. If you just pick a theme, everything around it, the heading, the subheading, the content, everything will change on its own. Let me not pick any. Okay, let's say we are picking up circuit. Under circuit, we have a color theme. We can pick, so right now it's not applicable to us because we are not using any color formatting. Let's say if we were picking a file, sorry, and if we were doing a report, this color theme would have been very applicable for that, right? But it is not applicable to us because we're not picking up any color theme. But this is how we use it. We pick up a particular theme, crop, feathered, droplet. Okay. Paragraph spacing. How much space do you want to keep in between the paragraphs? It's just like the line spacing that we discussed in the starting under home. This icon, it keeps the line spacing. Okay. Now, after design, let's check on the layout plan. Let us say I want to print this page. The easiest is I press Control P. Okay. That's the easiest way to print it. Or you come on your own to File, you go to Print. If you have a printer installed, it will print it. Otherwise, you can just save it as a PDF print it later. What we want to print? We want to print all pages, or we just want to print page 1? We want to print on one side, or we want to print both sides of the paper. We want to print it as a letter or as a legal document. You see, legal documents are usually on the longer page, like A4 size page, not A4 like the longer one. It's actually called the legal page itself. So you see how the preview has changed. If I change to letter, you see how it has changed, right? Margin. Now there are certain margins which are predefined. Okay. Now if I go for narrow, you see now the margin on the left side has reduced. Basically, it has reduced on the right side also, but we cannot make out because we were not using the complete margin. Margin moderate, margin wide. Wide means we are leaving too much of gap over here. Margin mirrored, equal on both sides. Let's take an example of margin wide. The very last part, which is not used, is actually called the gutter part. Gutter is defined on the left side by default. Let us go back on layout, custom margin, and this is called the gutter position. Gutter position is on right, left by default. We can explain it on the top. Basically, this is the gutter part because when we are printing, let's say hundreds of pages of report and we want to bind it, a part of the page we will be using it a binding. That's actually the gutter part. Okay. We can actually instead of using the predefined margins that we just discussed, we can actually define the margins on our own. How much we want to leave on the top, left, gutter, bottom, right, and whether it applies to all the document or this point forward. Another thing that we had already seen once is the page break. Let's say after this, I want insert to be on the next page. I click on page break. Boom. Go on to the next page. I don't want it. Come back. Control Z. Indent we have discussed. Let's say I want to increase the indent. I can increase it, or I can go back, decrease it. I can further reduce, make it a head, and then this becomes a sub. Okay, let me do Control Z. Control Z, Control Z. Control Y is opposite of Control Z. Okay, let me repeat. Control Y is opposite of Control Z. Control Z takes you back. Control Y takes you forward. Okay. Let's check on review. Let us say this spelling is not right. And this spelling is not right. No, this is right. Another word. Okay. We can either right click that we had discussed earlier. It will give us option STARTY. The right spelling could be start or story or starter. The first one 99% will be the right one because it also takes into consideration in which context it is used. Microsoft, though it does not show over here, but it understands that in which context you are using it, in which sentence it is. It will show you the most appropriate one on the top. The word start. So this is the most appropriate one, right? But let us not pick it up. Next one is save. See? Save. Saved, saver. Now there's an option called editor. Now if you look at editor, check the spelling. It is saying that there are 3 spellings which are wrong. Save. Let's change it to save. We need to ignore it, so we move forward, and then story we change it. Then again, we don't want that. So only one is pending. Correct? See, this start and save is fixed. Word count. Just like the way we discussed at the bottom of over here, it is showing that we have two pages, 344 words. It's in English. It shows you the same stats over here. There are two pages, 344 words, 1668 characters without space, with space 91948, 7 paragraphs, 81 lines. Close. Let us say I'm reading a story. Okay, let me open the other document. Let's say I'm reading about digital transformation and kind of don't feel like reading it. My eyes are paining. I want to just hear it. So there is an option, read it aloud. Yeah, here it is. Let me stop it. So this is not from the digital transformation paper that got published in Inside Success. I had written that. This is another digital transformation paper. It's not written by me, but this is how you read it aloud. And new comment. I think we discussed this. New comment. I want to write new comment. Let's assume this is from the same article which I had written. So let me write this article was written by me and got published in Digital Success magazine in January 2019. Okay. Now let's assume that this goes to somebody and they read it and they read my thing, my comment, and they reply. So whoever is replying, his name will be there. Hey Devansh, that article was published in Feb, not in Jan. And then I can click on resolve. Okay, or I can just reopen. No, it is still active, and I say, hey, that was Jan, not Feb. I can go on, keep on adding it. So that's how we use a comment, right? And click on it and click on delete, it will be gone. Track changes. Let us say I send this document and I send it to many people, but I want to make sure that I track the changes that they're making. So I click on track changes. Now, if I make any change, I added a comment, and here I will add a paragraph. Here also I add a paragraph. Okay, so if you see, it is tracking the changes I'm making. But what if somebody just comes over here and stops it? I don't want that to happen. So what I can do is I can click on restrict editing. Okay, now in restrict editing is editing restricted. People cannot make any change or track changes, and I want to enforce it by a password. So I click on start enforcing protection. I can put a password. Password is the best password in the world, 123456. 123456, and I click on OK. Now, having done that, nobody will be able to stop the track changes unless and until they put a password. It will keep on prompting that if you want to stop the track changes, you want to put key in the password. Let's not do it, but that's how it is done. Compare is like when you want to compare two files side by side. Side by side, I will show you in the next. Okay, let's go to that side by side right now. Okay, let's say there are two documents. Let's close it. Let's say there are two documents and you want to see it side by side. No, this is the same document. Hold on. Let me arrange that for you. Arrange all. So if you see, I have two documents. One is this document and this document. These two are different documents and both are arranged one under each other. Arrange all. Okay, but I don't want it up and down. I want it side by side. Let me close this navigation pane. I can, if let's say there are two documents, version 1 and version 2, I can review that side by side. Correct? So arrange all, if we have four documents, all four documents will be kind of arranged automatically by Word or by Microsoft. Okay, we are working on this. Let's say I want to see only one page. It will show up the entire page over here. Let us say I want to see multiple page. It will show it like this. Let us say I want to increase the width. Now, let me come back to one page and it is 50%, so make it 100%. But I want to focus. I'm reading something very important, like how Elon Musk got the satellite back, define Newton's third law of motion. Let me focus. I can click on this focus tool. So I can focus on the document, nothing right left. Okay. Let me move out of it. And reading mode, this is called read mode. I can use even the the keypad, right arrow and left arrow, and I can move it. If I press escape, it will come back to the normal state. I don't want to press escape, otherwise it will bring my control panel up. But looks like I have to do. Okay. Another thing, it's very important for PPT, not too much for Excel or Word. But sometimes in Word, when you're using the Smartart or chart or inserting pictures side by side, arranging too many pictures, and you're kind of worry about being very professional for the alignment and things. One thing which will come very handy is ruler. It'll tell you that where exactly you are. This is the margin on the right, on the left. You can increase or decrease. Another is grid line. It will exactly show you. It's like a graph that we learned in the class, I think class 3rd or 4th, right? Navigation pane, it will come over here. Even Control F will bring it up. I don't use it. Sometimes I use it, but I check it, and once the work is done, I uncheck it. This is zoom. This is the same thing that is down over here. You can increase or decrease the zoom. Wow. And last is the Immersive Reader. Just like the Medium website, it shows exactly like this. Let me close Immersive Reader. All right, let's go back to check if we missed anything. Okay. We covered watermark, page color, page border, themes. In the layout, we covered print, margin, orientation. Let's say this is right now, it's in the portrait mode, okay? But let's say it's a picture, it's a kind of scenery, and which is, if you're going to print it, it's good if it is printed like horizontally, like in a portrait way. So you can come over here, you can click on orientation, and you can click on landscape. You see how it widens up? Go back to portrait. Okay. Another important thing, let's say that, let me first stop the changes. And let us say I insert a picture, same Tibet. Okay. But when I insert this, my text has come down over here. I want it to be just keep on writing, so I can go to wrap text, square, and go to tight, go to through. I can go to even behind text, like it's on the front. Picture will be behind the text, but I don't want that to happen. It's a beautiful Tibet picture, so let me put it square. All right. So this is what we had missed. Preview pane, district editing, read mode, focus, immersive side-by-side ruler, two size arranging it all. All right, guys, we cover design, layout, review, and view. Okay, in next session, we will be covering references and few other stuff like template. And in another training, in the 5th session, I will teach you how to create forms. That will be very handy if, especially if you are in kind of department which has to communicate with other departments like the HR department or communication or corporate communication or marketing department or kind of sales support coordinators. The forms will come very handy, and this is when we will be using the developer mode, developer tab. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was nice training you all. Bye bye. Hi guys, this is Devansh again. Let us move on to the fourth section of or fourth part of our MS Word training. Let us see what we are going to cover or what we have covered till now. We covered the general functions, then we covered majorly charts, Smartarts, table, cover page, inserting pictures and stuff. Then we moved on to how to add watermark, page color, border, themes, designs, how to fix the page layout, printing, margins, indentation. Then we checked how to do the review, like spelling correction and restricting editing, and how to restrict the editing and how to track the changes, how to comment on something, how to check the word stats. We also checked how to use the Word document to do the reading in different ways, how to use it for the comparison. Now in this section or this training, we'll be focusing on references, right? It's very important, especially when if you are into research or into analytics. If you're writing a research report, you need to add a couple of references. If you're in analytics, you are creating a POC, you will be giving references, citations, captions, right? Let's see how to use it professionally. For this, this is a document that will be used. It's a 2-page document. Another important thing that we will learn in this particular training session will be how to add a table of content without investing a lot of time, right? How to use the inbuilt power of MS Word. So before we add table content, let us make certain changes in this file. Okay, let us assume that this is a kind of report that or kind of article which I am reading, which I am writing on digital transformation. Let us assume, and what I want to do is I want to use couple of inbuilt styling of MS Word. So this is heading 1. Let's say this is, I mark it heading 2. I mark this as heading 2. I mark this also as heading 2, and I mark this as heading 2. The reason why I did this is, if you see, as soon as I mark the heading, there is the inverted comma over here, right? It means I can collapse it. So whatever comes under heading 2, if I click on it, it will all be collapsed. And these are heading 2, okay? Which means these are the subtopics of heading 1. This is heading 1. So if I collapse all, I don't see anything. It's just 2 words over here. If I open it, I see there are 4 heading 2s or 4 subheadings. I can expand it one by one. Now, I want to add a table of content. The reason why I did this is so that table of content can easily understand how to indent my article on its own and pick up the right numbers. Now, let me collapse it. Let me go to references over here. Let me go to table of content. Now we have built one. Content, table of content, table of contents. Let me use the second one. And you see, it automatically added table of content. The main heading, heading 1, is digital transformation. And you see the other 4 has an indentation already associated to it. But all are showing on page 1, correct? But the problem is, Control Z, I don't want my table of content and content on the same page. So what I will do is, I'll go to layout, I'll add a page break. Page break is go to the next page. So on this page, if you see, on this page, I have only table of content. In the next page, I actually have the content. Let's zoom back in. Now, why everything is showing as 1 when actual content has gone to page 2? How we can fix it? I can click on it, click on update table. I have 2 options: update page numbers only or update entire table. Click on update entire table. Everything goes to page 2 because everything is on page 2. Now, let me increase it or expand it. Let me expand this. Let me expand this. Let me expand this. Let me expand this. Click on save to save it. I'm actually not doing it. Just save it. Now you are on page 3. You can see it over here. Page 2 of 3. So they are total page 3, right? How do I fix it? Everything is showing on page 2. Similar thing. Then again, update page numbers only. So MS Office has gone to page 3. See, only the last heading has gone to page 3. Now let us assume I change this name MS Office to MS Office trainings to be coming up, and I save it, and oh, it does not update. To update that, I click here, update table, and I click on this, not only update page numbers, but update entire table. Click that, click on OK. Now you see it has already updated. If, let us say, I add one more training in between, okay? I copy this and I press enter, Control V, new approach 3. Control S to save. I'm not saving it. Let's see, you saved it. I have a bit of continually saving the document because I had bad experiences when I was working on documents, lengthy documents, and system crashed, or I closed it by mistake multiple times. All right, but what we see here is it has not automatically updated. It has not automatically updated the table of content. To do that, I click here, click on update, and click on update entire table, click on go. You see the new section that we added has actually come in between, right? So this is how you will be using the table of content. Now, Let's say I want to add a footnote on footnote for digital transformation that I read it by Thomas Alva Edison. Let's just assume, okay, click upon reference, insert a footnote. Article by Thomas Alva Edison. Now, if you go up over here, you see there is a one over here, which means there is one footnote. You see, if you hover on it, it says article by Thomas Alva Edison, right? Because I mentioned it over here. Now, in the same way, I want to add an end node, insert an end node. This will end node is thanks for reading the entire original article is in recent IT 11 book by Devansh Chaurasiya. Okay. Should I write available on Amazon? No. All right. So that's how we end an end node. Insert citation. But before that, let us do one thing. Let us insert a picture over here. Insert a picture. So you come to insert, come to pictures, pick a picture, same old picture of the birth. Increase the size just by dragging it. Okay. Insert it, and I can wrap the text around. Wrap the text around, or do Control Z, however you like it. Let me do Control Y to move it forward. And a couple of options I think we had already discussed. Okay, now let me add a citation over here. Add a new source, artist Devansh, title word training, institution is institution, tell me institution's name, some XYZ institution. Publication title is micro. City is, let's assume city, Zambia. I know Zambia is not a city. Let's assume it's a city, it's not a country. And I click on OK. You see there is a citation over here. If we want, we can see the details. Okay, so we have the details over here. Now let me put that down, and let me add a caption. Figure 1. Oh, figure 1. The original map just 70 years back. Okay. Bibliography. Add that. You see, it captures all the citation captions all together. We can actually add that at the bottom over here. The inbuilt styling is right here, whichever way you want to use it. Cool. Done. In the next training session, we'll be learning forms, which will be very useful for all of us. Especially, as I said in the starting, if you're in the department which communicates a lot with different departments, they use a lot of forms. It looks very complex, but it's pretty simple if you understand it, how to make it, how to draw it, how to use it. Okay, it will also help you to capture the kind of data. If you are in, let's say, you're in HR department, you want to do a employee satisfaction survey, and you are the owner, you are the custodian of the data, you might want to use form. If you don't have access to Qualtrics or which is survey tools, or SurveyMonkey is free, Google Forms are free, but let's assume that for certain reasons you want to build a form. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is Devansh. Bye bye. Hi guys, this is Devansh. We are moving on to the last. Yeah, we are moving on to the last training for MS Word. Let us see what we have completed till now. We did complete the general functions. We covered charts, table, page break, cover page, pictures, watermark, page color, border, printing, layouts, editing, proofreading, restrictions, tracking changes, different ways of reading, arranging windows, rulers, guidelines, references, citations, captions, bibliography, footnote, endnote. Okay, let us move on to forms. Okay, as we discussed in the last meeting, that in the last training, that what if we need to create a form? So let us say you are collecting some data, or you have a report which you created, and but you added a form. If somebody else is filling that up, they fill that form, kind of, right? For that, we need to go to developer. Okay, let me insert a table just to make sure that we. Let me click here. Now create a table. 4 options. I want a bigger table. Bigger. Touch it. Okay. Say I want to insert. Oh, not here. I want to insert a kind of option. Let me show you how to. I'm in a developer tab. I click on this option. Click on this. I click on this option. I get to choose an item, but I don't have anything to choose. Okay. I click on design mode. I can edit it, but I don't want to edit it. The text is correct. Choose an item. I go to properties. I title it as outing place, team outing. Okay. And down here I add, we want to go to, for a team outing, maybe we want to go to Milan, or add one more, we want to go to Paris. Yeah, Paris, that's close by too. Not too close by, just France and Italy. Or let's add another nearby Rome. Okay. All right, these 3 options. I want to move it up because the first and the last one is in Italy. The third one is in Paris. Okay, I don't want this. I can remove it. I can also modify, but I'll just remove it. And I click on OK. Now I come out of design mode. Okay. Now, where do you want to holiday? Everything is just stopped, so I double click it. Sorry, I select it, I right click, I go to table properties, and in the table, I click on center. Sorry, left, let it be. in the cell, I want everything to be centered. Okay. I come to home. You can also make it center. Come back to developer. So if somebody gets this particular Word document, they will have an option to select Milan room pairs. I want to go to Rome because of the halogen lamps. Okay, Control Z, it will be like this. Another one is, let us say, when do you want to go? When do you want to go? And I want people to pick up a date. So this last option will be like, I leave it like this, click or tap to enter a date. I leave it like this. So click an option, select an option. Okay. Next one is, let's say I want to add a drop down or drop down here. Okay. And I go to design mode, right click, sorry, go to design mode, right click, go to option button, object edit, and I make it kind of with family, and I drag it to fit it. And second option can be, I right click, edit it without family. Are you or do you want to come with or without family? People can click on it. Let me come out of the design mode. Now I can click coming with family or without family. Okay, I want to go to, let me select, ordering place is Rome, coming on the state with family, without family. And another option can be a checkbox. Let me add a checkbox over here. I right click and I go to checkbox edit, make it yes, and I kind of drag it. I add another one, checkbox, right click, edit, no, kind of yes, or you can change the option, something like some question where there can be multiple choices, right? Luggage, okay. One is luggage, second one is, me at this. If I'm coming without family, I will still have luggage. I will have office laptop. Do you want to carry that? Can you stretch it a little? Okay, and I can add one more. Third option can be third option can be like business class. Okay, so come out of design mode, your preferences. So multiple choice, my preference is I want business class for sure. I will have luggage. I'm going on holidays, so I will not be carrying a laptop. Right now, you see that it is a kind of time-consuming thing. So ideally, what we should do, we should save it. But let us say if you want to use it again and again, you can save it as a template. To save it as a template, you can go to File, you can go to Save As, and here there is TOTX template, and I will save it over. I will save it on my desktop for now. Saved. Let me close it. Now on my desktop, this is that template. Devansh training by word training by Devansh. Now you see it doesn't look like, if you see, this is a Word document. This is a template. They both look different. So whenever you want to use it, you can actually open it. A template will open and you can utilize that. It's just like a Word file. You can, so this is the template. We can utilize it. And once we have made changes in that, we should not save it. We should go to save as and then save it as a docx. Okay. All right, guys, this completes our training. I will be adding one more video later on mail merge, but for now, this is the complete training for Word that we had earlier decided on. Cool. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can drop in the comment or drop me an email or connect with me on the LinkedIn. Guys, bye.